Hi y'all, we are on our kicking off kind of early preparation for Ktropeathon. You might can hear the air in my car. I'm sorry, it's sweltering hot here in North Carolina, but anyway, so we're gonna on our way. I've got the day off today. So the kiddo and I just had some lunch and we are gonna head over to, I know we're excited, we're gonna go to H Mart, yay! Hey y'all, please don't, we had a pool day this morning, so I look a little wild. I got laundry going in the background. Look, it's a Sunday here, so I'm actually starting Ktropeathon a little bit early because I've got some time. It's Sunday, right? So it's a sort of take it easy day other than, laundry and stuff. But so I've started, for Ktropeathon, I've started The Disaster Tourist by Yeeun Ko-eun. Sure I said that right. I can't see it very well. I just got this from, like I said, from the Libby app, the ebook from the Libby app. And so I've just started it. I'm literally on page 7, so I don't know much. I've heard pretty good things about this one. So I'm just gonna check it out, see how it is. And yeah, I think I'm gonna read a little bit of that and just kind of get the feel for it. Hey, so I finished a couple of things already. It's just the 1st of July, but it's been good. I finished The Disaster Tourist. I was really impressed with this story. It is so good. I thought it was really great. So I haven't really, I think, said anything about what this book's about, right? So, we're following a woman who works at a company called Jungle, and it's a South Korean company, and what they do is they provide like travel packages essentially, and but they go to like places that have seen some sort of disaster, like maybe they were destroyed by an earthquake or a hurricane or something like that, a nuclear meltdown. And so these people buy these travel packages to go to these places, and so this woman who, like I said, she's our main character, and she's kind of like in her early 30s, and she's working at the company for 10 years, and her boss, all of a sudden, it seems like all of a sudden, it starts to like harass her, like sexually harass her at work, and she's just like, what? She's not feeling too good about her job or whatever. I don't know. She's thinking like she's about to get canned and stuff. Anyway, and so she's like, she has decided I'm gonna turn in my resignation. This is just too much. And then the guy's like, oh, hey, all right. Instead of doing that, why don't you take a little break? Take some time, go on one of our tours, because we have a few that we're thinking we're gonna like, nix and take off the list because they're just not performing well. And she's like, I really wanted to just quit, but she's like, well, maybe I just use the break, so take a little week off, take a little vacay. So she picks the this tour package to go to a place, and called Mui is how I pronounce it, which is this little island that has kind of suffered from a big sinkhole at one point in their history. And so so she goes there, and the story goes from there as we really learn about possibly an ulterior plan for this area as things happen along the way. And like I said, the story just kind of goes from there, and I was just, like I said, so impressed with this story. It's got a lot going on here to unpack in such a short piece. It was definitely, 250 pages or it was short, right? I read it in a day, like, like physically, not an audiobook or anything, but yeah, it was super interesting. A lot of here, of course, about sort of like ecotourism, the sort of ethics of that, especially when, you are traveling to a disaster zone, an actual disaster zone, and then usually the people that are living there, of course, are not, in a really good place financially. They're usually, sort of a poor area, and, so they're kind of doing things just for the sake of the tourists, that kind of thing. And, also, of course, like corporate greed and that old fun thing of corporate greed and what are the links that they will do to just make a buck. Also, I think just sort of work in general, like what is it worth to you to just have a salary, when you are actually kind of dealing with people's lives, Also, I feel like a lot is in here about our, just as humans, our draw to the negative, when something terrible happens in the world, how all of our eyes are on it, especially big, like massive things, and how we just sort of sit there and just kind of eat it up, we're literally kind of feeding off people's like death and and sadness and loss and tragedy, and how we just love that in general, just we in general as humans. There's a lot to unpack in here, I think, if you kind of want to. I feel like the ending had me shook. Like, I did not see the ending coming at all. And yeah, this was great. I'm gonna technically see what else this author has got going on, because I was just thoroughly impressed. If anything, I wanted more. I would have loved more commentary on all of these things, because this is only just a short novel, I would have loved more, especially the tourism part of it all, which I think sometimes, can definitely be a gray area especially when you are from a more affluent sort of country visiting, less affluent countries, and what is your responsibility there, and that kind of thing. It was good. I thought it was really great. And then today at work, I listened to The Vegetarian by Han Kang. This is technically a reread for me. I've been wanting to reread it for a while. And I saw that it was available on Libby, and it's like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Why not? Was it in my plans for the month? No, already. Just off the TBR already. But when I first read this book, I really liked it. I was like, man, this is good. When I read it this second time, I was like, damn, this is really great. This is really great. And I think a lot of this, why people, it has a lot of sort of negatively type reviews. And I think because people are expecting something from it that this just isn't quite. I think a lot of people expect this to be a horror book, which I don't find that at all. It's not a horror book. It is just a literary book. Right? It's got some weird moments in it, right? Some people expect this book to be, I think, sort of commenting on vegetarianism itself, and how possibly eating disorders, which, yes, but also no, it's not really that either. I don't think, for me, this is mostly about mental health, and we follow that through a bunch of, the characters in the book. So if you haven't heard about this book before, this is a South Korean book. It is a translated novel. So we're following a married couple. It's broken up into 3 parts, just so you know. So there's part 1. In this part, we meet this married couple. Like I said, they've been together, a little while. And, the very first sentence of this book, which I wrote it down, but of course I didn't bring it up here when I was filming, but it's something like, I always thought, and it's from the perspective of the husband. I always thought, basically, it's like I always, thought of my wife as being basically the most boring kind of run-of-the-mill woman. And in a way, I mean, she is, but she has this nightmarish dream, and from having that dream, she decides that she's no longer going to consume any meat. So she's become a vegetarian. This ripples effects into the rest of the story, really. And and we see this descent. We see her descent into, not madness necessarily, but into a mental health spiral and a health spiral in general. And I think what a lot of people need to understand about this book is I'm not coming as from any kind of know-it-all or anything like that. Like I know everything, but from what I have learned about Korea so far, is that eating meat in Korea is a big deal. And even today, I mean, you know, I'm sure vegetarianism and veganism, you can find things to eat, but it's still going to be kind of hard for you to find those kinds of places today, I think. And eating meat is just a part of the day-to-day life. And so it's not like, so when she says like, oh, I'm a vegetarian, it's not like something we're here in the U.S. where it's like, okay, you know, whatever. Maybe you don't agree with the decision for someone to do that or whatever, but you're like, I mean, whatever, right? It's just different in Korea. And there's also, it goes along also with this woman's sort of duty, right? Because she is a married, you know, she has her husband that she's supposed to be taking care of. That includes feeding him meat, and she has the role to play. She's been married to this man for several years now. She knows her place of what is expected from her, and her family is also expecting this from her. I feel like I'm rambling now, but like I said, it goes from there as we move into part 2, where we also see there's a lot about obsession too, I think, which I think is really important, because, you know, the woman does become very obsessive about not eating meat, and, you know, by the end of the book, she's not eating at all. So I mean, you know, she's definitely has taken it to a different level by the end of the book. Not really. I don't necessarily think that's a spoiler, because to me, the vegetarianism isn't the point of the story, right? Anyway, so as we move into the second part, we find out her brother-in-law is totally obsessed with her, and you know, again, that sort of section of the story goes from there about, you know, about, again, sort of duties and then obsession as well. And then as we end the sort of third act of the story is, we follow the woman's sister as she has become, you know, basically the caregiver for the sister, as she is not doing well, I'll say. I'm losing the sunlight here, but I just love this book. I just love this book. I think it is very strange. I mean, it ultimately, it doesn't, you know, read like a sort of typical type of story. The characters are not very likable. The husband from the first section is a total deal hole. Like, he's a total douchebag. You hate him immensely. You kind of hate the brother-in-law too. And honestly, you may not really understand what I'm really losing this light. The lady, the vegetarian lady, is really even trying to do. You know, it's very strange, and yeah. I don't really know how much to say about it right now, but other than I really love this book, and I love Han Kang's work, and I've got to read more by her, because I still need to read Human Acts, and I need to read her newest one that came out last year. Maybe another. I read the White Book too, which is really good. Anyway, I'm having a great kickoff to Ktropeathon, so since the sun's going down, I'll check in later. All right. Guys, today is a momentous occasion. Okay, let me just say that, because I will be finishing something today, like collecting. I'm so excited. Well, look at these cute little freebies. Well, these were like official album stuff from NCT Dream ISTJ album. There's Jaimini, Jisungi, Mark. I can't remember if I've got all of these or not. Look at this. We got a little 17 postcard. Okay, freebies. Okay, so let's see what we got in here. So I ordered this off of Mercari US. And Look at these cute little stickers. There's a little Taeyong sticker, cute. Oh, let me my thingy back here. I cut this washi tape. This card. So I had made the decision to collect album cards for Taeyong's solo albums. Mercy. So Taeyong is a member of NCT, and he has had a couple of solo albums now. Oops, ripped that. Okay. This is the very last card I needed for his album Shalala, which came out last year. Look at this. It took me forever to find this. This was the last card I was needing. Look at him. I love it. All right. So that means I can put him away. So I'm so excited. So I'm normally, not a big time photo card collector. I mean, I just keep the cards that I get from my albums. I think I've mentioned that on the channel before, and I'm usually okay with that. But there's just something about, I was like, I kind of want to collect, because one, I loved this. Oops, sorry, I kicked my tripod. I loved the Shalala album, first of all, and I love Taeyong. So here is page 1 of Shalala, right here, guys. Look. Dun, 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 dun. Yes. Oh, that's so exciting. So I've got all of the 5. He had 5 album versions, 3 cards in each album. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm done. I did collect a few extra sort of pobs and fan sign cards and that kind of fun stuff too, and a few more up here. So I think I may collect 4 more little special cards, pobs or fan signs cards or whatever, if they come up kind of inexpensively, just so I can have 3 full pages of Shalala. But oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so happy. This one little card was all I needed for my collection. So, and then more recently, I did actually finally finish his Tap album too. I'll say finally, but I haven't really been doing this one for so long, but I needed one more card that I just was kind of, having a hard time to finish. So I completed this album, which he didn't have as many album cards in. And then, yes, I have 2 full pages for his Tap album. So that's so exciting. But I'm really so excited to finally, finished at least the album cards for Shalala. So that's so exciting. I love Taeyongi. I love him so much. He's currently serving in the military. He's in the Navy. Isn't he so adorable in his little Navy uniform? Yeah, he's so cute. So I'm just missing him. And so, yeah, I just kind of decided to, collect his stuff. So I decided to really kind of collect all of NCT solo stuff as they're coming out now. Because, of course, we had 10 had his solo album. I'm still missing 2 album cards that are just really hard to find. And I started progress on Do-young's solo as well. And there's been of course rumors that not rumors, I think it's confirmed, but Jaehyun will be having a solo this year. I don't know about anybody else, but anyway. Yay, NCT! I love it. Bye bye. All right, today's July 4th. I'm planning on making a sushi bake tonight. So I need to run to the grocery, pick up just a few things I need for that. I'm excited. First time trying it, but I've been wanting to try it for a little while. My sister made it recently, so put it back on my radar. So I'm gonna try it tonight. All right, it's blazing hot already here. Oh God, miserable. All right. Hey y'all, so as I mentioned, today is July 4th, so of course I'm off work today for the holiday, and we decided to just really take it easy and do a lot of nothing. So that's kind of what we've been doing. It's been great. So let me, I took a little time to do some reading, so let's talk about what I've been going on. So I started these on the sprints that I joined on last night on Christy's channel. Christy from Dostoevsky in Space, of course, the creator of Ktropeathon. I was on there with her and Sarah, and we read for a little bit, did a couple K-pop bias quizzes. It was a lot of fun. Anyway, I started this last night on this Dokebi Bride by Marley, Volume 1, and I loved this so much. This is so good. And so basically our main character, Sunbi, is like a teenager, 16, 17 years old or so. And she had some loss in her life when she was a bit younger. Her mother passed away, and so she basically lived with her grandmother after that. Her father, exists, but just not in the picture. He has started over a new life in Seoul, that kind of thing. So then we learned that her grandmother has passed away, and she's sent to go live with her dad because that's who's living, right? But what we learn is that she comes from a sort of line of shamans, and her grandmother was, sort of the shaman of this little seaside kind of village where they were living, and, to help and, conversed with sort of the spirits to, help have like fish, harvests and things like that, help the community keep thriving, that kind of thing. And what I'm thinking is that Sunbi is gonna sort of realize she has also these powers, though she knows it because she can see these spirits too. There's this huge water dragon spirit, and this other sort of they call it the general of the spirit, who has a connection with the grandmother. Anyway, it's a thing. But so I'm thinking, like I said, she's gonna come into her powers, I'm thinking. So, and I'm hoping that we kind of figure out what happened with her mom, because she died really kind of mysteriously. So yeah, we kind of got a little backstory in this volume, and then a little bit about how she moved into with her father, like I said, who started over and has this married to another woman who also has a daughter who is around Sunbi's age. So I'm thinking there'll be some tension there. And so, yeah, I really need these other volumes now. Oh my gosh. Because I really did enjoy this. The artwork was just really great. So you like that dragon right up there. Can you see that dragon spirit and stuff? Yeah, it's just really cool. So there's Sunbi and her grandmother when she was young. Yeah, so I really like this a lot. I have been making my way through Miss Kim Knows by Cho Namju. This is a short story collection. I've been reading just kind of one a day. I read story number 3 today, called Runaway. And all of these have been really great so far. Just stories about different women named Miss Kim, basically. Very interesting, different kind of ages, of life, stages of life. So, really been enjoying this. And then just recently, or just now, I found this while perusing Kindle Unlimited, and it's called Apartment by Crowley Barnes. It's really just kind of a short story, and this is a horror story, and this is it is sort of co-titled A Gut-Wrenching Tale of Korea or something like that. So basically, this guy goes to Korea to work at an English as an English tutor, essentially at this school. And so he, he's coming into town. He's just really jazzed about being in Korea, very excited. He loves, all things Korean, and just really excited to be there and live in Korea. Like, he's excited, he's pumped. And he gets there, and things are kind of weird, and some of his coworkers are really weird. Story goes from there. It's a horror story, so I'm gonna leave it there because it's short, but honestly, it was really good. It was very good. The way it ended, yeah, it was a lot of fun. And supposedly he has another story called The Vacationers about the set in Korea too, because he was that person once upon a time. I read his little author bio of someone who went to teach English in Korea for a little while. So it's kind of interesting. Anyway, that was fun. I've been yeah, it was good. What will I read now? I don't know. It's about 4 o'clock. I don't know what I'm in the mood for, to be honest. I kind of want something maybe a little fun. I got a bunch of options on my, Kindle Unlimited that are K-pop themed books or K-drama themed books. I might go for one of those next. I'm not really sure what I'm in the mood for, but we'll see. We'll see where the day goes, right? Okay, bye. Alright, it's Friday morning. I'm off to work. But it's Friday, so all is well. I'm hoping I'll listen to an audiobook today. Not sure I'll want to listen to, but I'll dig into something and just enjoy my Friday. It's gonna be nice and quiet at work today. Knock on wood. Hope I didn't just jinx it, right? But yeah, it's gonna be really nice and quiet today, so it's gonna be good. And yeah, I made that sushi bag last night. That stuff was good, you guys. Oh my god, it was so good. My hair looks kind of crazy this morning. Okay, bye. Hey, it's another K-pop mail day. Let's see what we've got. Uh-oh. Try that again. Another Macari order. How cute. Look at this little Sanrio card. Who's your fave? My ultimate fave is never on anything because no one loves Dirilu like me. But I do love Ktropeathon. Boss Mar was pretty cool too. The little twin stars are pretty cute too. Okay, anyway. Dun, da, 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 da. Yes, I am starting my collection for Dokebi's solo album. So I found a seller on Macari. There we go. There's her name. Look at the cute little Johnny freebies. Love it. Who had 3 of his cards that I need. So I really only has the 9 album cards. And I got 3 already because I got the 3 of his album versions. So I now have 3 more. So now I only even have 3 that I need left. Isn't that great? So let's see what I got here. And they were not very expensive. I put basically a little bundle together. I was like, here, will you take, such and such a price for if I buy all 3 of these? And she accepted my offer. So, I figure I'm buying all 3 of them. You could take a little bit of money off, right? I don't know. So here we go. Oh, they're all 3 in a sleeve. Hold on. So many sleeves. I really loved Dokebi's solo album. And look at his cards. His cards are always so cute. Look at that. And I mean, so precious. And then look at the wink. I'm dying. So cute. Yay. So let's go get the binder. Okay. So here is my Dokebi section. Sorry, but I can't. I need to put this up a bit higher, but So yay, let me get these sleeved. I do just sleeve mine in Titan Shield sleeves because they're kind of inexpensive. I just like to have them a little something, but I don't need, crazy amount. I don't need to spend a crazy amount on it. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Oh, this flower card is so precious. Oh, look at this. It's just so cute. Okay, so let's see, I don't remember what version was which. Look, it's white, blue, green. So the white one will go at the top. I'll show you what I'm gonna do. Yay, white, blue, and then green because I'm the backs of them. Yay, look. So now I'm well on my way. I've got 6 of the cards now. I just need 3 more and his album collection will be finished. So that's exciting. Yay. Well, just a ramen night for me because it's Friday night and this is all I feel like we're messing with today. It's fine.
아버지.
Hey y'all, so it's Saturday and we just went to the pool a little bit this morning. That was so nice. And then we had a little bit of lunch just now, and so now we have what we call retreated to our corners. And so my kiddo is enjoying a little bit of tablet time. My husband went out to an appointment, and then I'm gonna sit here and read a little bit. But I do need to catch up a little bit because I listened to 2 audiobooks yesterday at work. This is a weird angle, but I'm trying things that I want to talk about. So yeah. So first up is A Magical Girl Retires by Park Seolyeon. I remember seeing a list of books that were coming out this year, and this was on it. And I don't know what triggered me to look for it again, but I don't know. I don't remember now. But and it was available on, I think I listened to it on Everand. And it was just like, it's a real short thing. I think it was like 3 hours or something. So it's like a novella length. First of all, the cover is stunning. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. And the story is so great. I really loved this book. Like, I really loved it. So we're following a young woman. She's like 29 years old. She's kind of at that age where she's feeling like maybe she should, her life should be like in a better spot right now. A few years ago, prior, she lost her grandfather, which seemed to be her only family. And so she's just, she's just kind of floundering a bit, right, with life. And so she's actually thinking about jumping off this bridge. So like, content warning, because there was, sort of suicidal thoughts right at the beginning where she's like on this bridge. She's thinking she's just gonna, toss herself off. And because she's garnered a lot of debt, because she's not, hard to find a decent job and that kind of thing. And so, yeah, she's feeling a little lost, I guess. And so this car, stops and is like, this woman is inside, Roa, who is so cool. And she's like, hey, I see something in you. I think you're a magical girl. And what this world has is these, girls called magical girls, and who have, like magical powers. And they kind of help out people in the world by being, by offering their services. So like, this is like a known thing, right? But what Aro is looking for is the magical girl of time, because she's trying to stop the end of the world, essentially. And so, she's thinking that she's like, oh, because she has a power like clairvoyance, essentially. And so she's like, oh, I think this is the one, right, that I've been looking for. And so we follow her as she's, what does it mean to be a magical girl? She's like, gets introduced to, a group of people and things like that. And the story kind of goes from there. As then there's possibly a shift that maybe she's not a magical girl that was thought. I don't know. That's all I'm going to say, because it is a short story. It's a short, novella. But oh my gosh, I loved this book. I really did. I think it's really special. It is just I think really about, girlhood, finding your power that's within you, all of that, it's just, friendships, that you can find with other women, solidarity together, uh, it was just a delight. It was just a delight, start to finish. Oh my gosh, I loved it so much. So highly recommend. 5 stars from me, I loved it. And then on Audible, I listened to Love in the Big City by Sang-young Park. This one had definitely been on my radar. I think it was on a long list for Booker Prize, one of these years it came out, whatever it came out, somewhere recently, but anyway. So if you were looking for a story that's talking about being gay in South Korea, I think this would be a really good story for you. As you know, South Korea and a lot of things are still pretty conservative, and particularly when it comes to LGBTQ folks, they are still pretty, kind of hidden. I guess they can, if they're out at work, they can, things can be taken out on them, and I don't know. It's not like here in America, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But anyway, so we're following this other kind of 30-something guy who is, he's an author, and he is, working on work like that. And recently, like, a sort of his old college friend, who was like his best friend, is a girl, and she's getting married. She's like, gosh, I never thought Jae was going to get married, kind of thing. Because so it flashes back a little bit to when how they met in college, and how they were just living it up. Like, they were living it up, drinking and going out partying, sleeping around, just enjoying their 20s, right? And so now, but now, people are, you get that age when you're in your 30s, and you see all your friends are trying to get married, and, some people are starting to have kids already, that kind of thing. So he's kind of hitting that age where, oh, should I be doing something different right now, And we also realize that he has a sick mother who is really dying of cancer, essentially. So he has this caregiver role with his mom, and they also have a pretty, I guess, rocky relationship. We'll say she's not necessarily open arms about his homosexuality. So there's just tension there and hurt feelings. So they're dealing with that, and then it does flash back a little bit to his 20s of the 2 really kind of serious relationships that he had, and kind of what they meant for his life, and things like that. So it's really just kind of a slice of life story, I would say, about this man and his life, and being gay in Seoul, and friendships and work and just life, essentially. But I did really enjoy this. I liked the writing here. I liked, the voice of this young man, and learning, getting his perspective of, again, what it's kind of, just him trying to live his authentic life, in Korea, which can be, a bit more difficult for him. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really did like it a lot. So I definitely recommend that as well. So yes, so today I definitely need to jump back into my short stories. I need to read a story from Miss Kim Knows by Cho Nam Ju. So I'm going to do that. And I also want to hop right back into the new Seoul Park Jelly Massacre by Seolyeon. I am loving this so much. It is bonkers, and and it really is kind of it's like what it says on the box. There is this place called the New Seoul Park. It's just kind of reopened somewhat recently. It's like a theme park, kind of like a Disney kind of place, whatever. And and so we're following a couple of different characters so far, but basically jellies are being, which we would call them gummies here, in America, but this candy's being passed out through the park, and it's turning people to big pink blobs of jelly goo. So we are learning what is going on, and yeah, it's kind of wild bonkers, but I'm really loving the weirdness of it. So I definitely want to get back into that. So that's my plans for the day, and then we'll kind of see what we get into after that. So I think that catches me up. Okay, so I'll check back in later. Alrighty, y'all, I'm gonna wrap up this vlog right here because, yeah, a week is over, and it's kind of long already. I'm hoping I can even like upload it, my phone's been giving me a bit of a trouble with like saving videos and stuff here recently. So anyway, let's wrap up the last book I read, and then this book that I totally forgot to even talk about. I read it earlier in the week, but yeah, I just didn't even mention it at all, I don't think. The Silence of Bones by June Her. I really enjoyed this. This is a YA story. It's an historical piece set in 1800 Joseon period of Korea, and this is also basically a crime story. And I did really enjoy this, and where the twists and turns along the way. So we're following a young girl, 16ish, and she's basically we call like an indentured servant, essentially, and but she's been indentured to the police bureau, kind of all things, and so as this sort of affluent woman is murdered, we are following the trail of the crime, essentially. She kind of gets wrapped up in the whole thing, even though she's not a police person at all, but she gets, like I said, just gets wrapped up in the whole thing. So we learn a little bit about her, how she ended up as an indentured servant, and her family history, that kind of thing, and of course a big play on the class system here. We're rich and poor and that kind of thing as well. So overall, definitely really enjoyed this. The characters were great, and if you like a good sort of historical mystery piece, give it a go. You just might enjoy it. And then yesterday I did finish the new Seoul Park Jelly Massacre. I loved this. It is wonderfully weird, absolutely wonderfully weird, and I loved every bit of it. We're following from different perspectives as we see what's occurring at the new Seoul Park, which is basically a theme park, and people come there, to ride rides and eat treats and have fun, and we follow a couple different people, workers there. We got a couple of child's perspectives, children that are going there. We've got this girl who's there with her boyfriend, and so we get perspectives of their lives as a little bit of history about each person and why they're at the new Seoul Park. And of course, as this mysterious jelly is being passed around, and everyone turns to pink goo. And I don't even want to tell you why, because I feel like you should find that out for yourself, though I think it is possibly in the book description. I don't know, but anyway, I just really loved it. At the core of it is really these relationships between people. Like the one little girl that we opened the story with, Yuri, her parents argue just horrendously. They're not happy together, and she's just this little 8-year-old. I think she was 8, and just kind of stuck in the middle of all of that. And the guy that's working at the park, who wears like the costume, Dream Teddy, who is the sort of mascot of the park. He's just working there trying to make some money so he can move to Seoul, and start living like a real life, that kind of thing. So he's just working and grinding away. There's the girl who is like I said, she's there with her boyfriend, and what happened with them, and decisions that she made. I don't want to say much else, because I really think it's just best to experience it. It's bits horrific, with people turning literally into goo, but also kind of bittersweet stories, sad stories, and then there's an aftermath part, like cleaning up the place of all the goo, and then for some of the characters, what happens to them afterwards. And I don't know, I just loved every minute of this. And if you are into weird things, this is definitely a must read for your weird reading list, because I ate it up. I just thought it was wonderful. So yes, that has been my week. I have read a lot this week, and I have really enjoyed everything. I'm so happy with how Ktropeathon has started off for me. And so I am pumped. So I'm going to start a new vlog today after I wrap this one up, and we'll get into what I got. We'll see where this week brings me. I'm really excited. And Yeah, I did watch a Giallo movie last night too to tie in a little bit of Giallo July. I watched this movie Puzzle. It was an old from 1974, I think it was, Italian movie. It was pretty good about this guy who he has amnesia, and he's been basically missing for a year. For like his wife doesn't know where he was and all this stuff, and something comes that brings them back together, and perhaps he actually wasn't a very good guy and has been wrapped up in some sort of crime. So it was really good. The ending went bonkers wild, and I really enjoyed it. So we recommend it if you're taking part in Giallo July. But other than that, that's about it. So yeah, I'm going to end it here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.